wearing, diamond ring wearing, kiss stealing, wheeling dealing, limousine riding, jet flying, son of a gun, and I'm having a hard time holding these alligators.
You're talking to the Rolex wearing, diamond ring wearing, kiss stealing, wheeling dealing, limo jet flying. We Ric Flairing on it, flaring on it. We Ric Flairing on it. You talking to the Rolex wearing, diamond ring wearing, kiss stealing, wheeling dealing, limo jet flying. We Ric Flairing on it, flaring on it. Check, we Ric Flairing on it, flaring on it. It's apparent these girls staring. I'm Ric Flairing, gold across my chest. I'm fresh to death, I'm Paul Bearing, not at all scary. When I open like Betty Wops and find to these circles that's going in like a carry shot. I'm going in like a Mary Pop off that Mary Crop at the top flow at the Marriott. So questioning me is like questioning you. See, we the best dressed, so come and get blessed with the crew. Not one but two, different ways to slaughter your crew. Committed tat across the chest, I guess she blessed with the truth. People want to see them checks, representation of proof. Living through my elders trying to resonate to the youth. But ain't nothing to get my flash on. Longevity is heavily embedded in my melanin. Layman terms, I last long. My grind repetitive, I'm smoother than real silk. Lyrical cash cow who can't cry over spilled milk. We in here. You're talking to the Rolex wearing, diamond ring wearing, kiss stealing, wheeling dealing, limo jet flying. We Ric Flairing on it, flaring on it. We Ric Flairing on it, flaring on it. You talking to the Rolex wearing, diamond ring wearing, kiss stealing, wheeling dealing, limo jet flying. We Ric Flairing on it, flaring on it. We Ric Flairing on it, flaring on it. This ain't no normal situation, this preparation with greatness. Industry full of fakeness, it's really up for the taking. See, life is what happened to you, more so how you take it. Don't get stripped of your knowledge and mentally leave you naked. I like to live otherwise. I'm sorry that I'm fresh to death. I put the polo and apologize. See, black son, we ain't nothing like the mother guys. Quit to socialize, we organize, then we mobilize. Off the deep end like a scuba diver. And no confusion, just keep it pushing like Uber drivers. Business fresh just like a supervisor in a Gucci visor. Can't find a smoother rhymer. You're talking to the Rolex wearing, diamond ring wearing, kiss stealing, wheeling dealing, limo jet flying. We Ric Flairing on it, flaring on it. We Ric Flairing on it. You talking to the Rolex wearing, diamond ring wearing, kiss stealing, wheeling dealing, limo jet flying. We Ric Flairing on it, flaring on it. We Ric Flairing on it, flaring on it.
DQ, baby. Shout out that boy Nigga for that fire track. Hey, Black Sun, sun up. What's up, Vinny Vegas? What in Vegas? Yeah. Shout out Pharaoh's Kids. D-Phase. Yeah. Bubba C. Yeah. Ric Flairing on him. Ric Flairing on him. Ric Flairing on him. Ric Flairing, son up, baby.
Hey, yo, Scotty, we back.
Yo,
Appreciate you for reaching
you a
out.
star.
I'm like, hey, it's outspoken. A lot changed. Granted, the concept we still hosting. Giving you the fix you need when on the screen. The veteran, Captain Petty, giving you medicine. Come tap in. You know Scott gon' do what he do. Might not want to hear it, but here go the hard truth. Perry about the numbers, regret if you're not fact-based. When you run your lane, the numbers seem like a statue. Wait. Hey, Scotty, man, I'm not feeling it. I don't think the people feeling it. Let me get in my bag a little bit, just showing what this outspoken really about to be like. Outspoken, this is more than conjecture. These days they land people are so glad that we got our own. Hunger insatiable, made for you if you say you objective. Hard truth offering, no offense, just perspective. Come get your dosage and go with me. We spit it like poetry. The pivot was pivotal. Could rhyme here, but I'd rather not. Some say Scotty, some call him Scott. The best one since Stewart. If you know, then you know. But if you don't, then you're lost. Let me be frank for a minute, cause we all know that's how Perry be. Break it down the game for what it was, no apologies. This my hypothesis, you tune in, you like watching it. It's common sense, obvious, competent, rugged, and confident. Hey, we outspoken. We outspoken. We outspoken. This is outspoken, and we gon' put on a show, even if we hear you say I can't stand. It's outspoken.
Hey, Backpack, I think we got another one. They ain't think we can do it, but we still here. Season 3, it's outspoken.
Oh, I keep trying to tell you, if I ain't got the hottest theme songs on the planet, I don't know what else to tell you. You are officially watching the debut show of Outspoken. Let's get it right now. You already know. And I couldn't be here, couldn't do this without my co-host from the lower levels of the map. Give it up for my co-host, Perry White.
Let's go, Perry. Let's go, Perry. Let's go. Gotta hype myself up.
Let's go. What's good, P? What you talk to the people? What we doing?
It's a long time coming, ain't it?
It has been a long time. I ain't even gonna hold you. It has been a long time. I can't even hold you on that one.
Yeah, this was one of those ones I think we was kind of figuring out when the timing would be right, and I think this time it fell just right.
It did, man. And I appreciate you. You know what I'm saying, for doing this with me. You already know. Listen, before we get started, this is a very special Monday. All right, this is the first Monday officially without my man, Kofi Hemingway. So before we do anything, go any further, we want to have a moment of silence for my brother, Kofi Hemingway. Let's go. Listen. As only Kofi would say, "What up, boy? What up, boy? What up, boy?" Okay. Listen, we are in here today, and we talking HBCU football.
Finally.
We here.
Thank you to the football gods.
We here. It's only so much you can do and go without football. I feel like we were just talking in circles at some point. It's just like, damn, when August gonna get here? When is August gonna get here?
Got me watching golf, NASCAR, ESPN. I've been watching the big three. You know, just anything I can find.
Just some sports. USFL. You know what I'm saying? Just throw a little something in there. But hey, guys, listen. Outspoken is what it is. You already know what it's out. It's me, it's Perry. We're going to give you our full unapologetic opinion, right? We're going to cover a lot of topics. We're going to try to touch on a few things, and we're going to figure this thing out one show at a time and see what you guys like, see what we like to do. But first and foremost, we got to get into the hot topics.
No, I didn't ask you, Scotty. You like my backdrop, man?
I was going to ask you, are those license plates?
It's not license plates, man. These are all my press passes for all the places I've been for the football games. These don't look like no license plates, man.
I thought they was license plates. I ain't even gonna hold you. Okay, I see an F back there, the top. What's the F up there? The green F.
Here.
Yeah.
Who's that? That's a Southern home pass. That's from, I forgot the year, 2013.
Okay.
That's that F for field pass. You'll know that if they stop denying you the stuff.
I knew that was coming.
Hey, you will know what that stands for if they stop denying you the stuff. You know that's for the field pass.
I see a UAPB pass back there.
Where is it?
On the other side.
On the other side? Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I've been everywhere in the SWAC except A&M. That might be the only place I haven't been, Huntsville.
Yeah. You want to see mine? You want to see my credential?
Let me see yours.
I got a Legacy Bowl one around here somewhere. I don't know. I don't keep track of them like you because I should be keeping track because I don't get many of them. Let me see. Nah, they're not here. I got they on my my little baker's rack in the kitchen. They on my
It's more with these. You know, one day I was going through, man. I'm just like, damn. I had them in the envelope. I'm going through. I said, man, you know what? Make a good backdrop for the show. So
yeah, I definitely thought they were license plates. I ain't want to say nothing.
Ain't nothing about this look like a damn license plate, man.
I mean, you got like the letters and the M's. I really thought they were license plates. I ain't even gonna hold. That's fire. He got license plates behind him. Like that.
No, I'm not a license plate collector, my brother.
Right. Everybody got their thing, you know what I'm saying? Everybody got their thing, you know. So we'll see if I can ever be a collector of credentials. We'll see.
One day.
One day.
Maybe fooling with me, we'll get there.
Hey. Maybe one day. But let's touch on some hot topics. Okay. Now, this is an HBCU show, but there would be no. You can't. I say it can't be no HBCU without Prime. You ain't gonna say that, but I feel like I can say that because I mean he brought me into the space. Pac-12 has him finishing second to last. Perry White, I asked you the question: what does Prime do next year at Colorado?
We got to pull the schedule up.
Oh man, let me get this pulled up real quick.
We gotta pull Colorado schedule. We finna go to school, baby. We gonna go to class together. Let's see what they do.
All right, let me see football schedule. All right, let me see. Oh, that ain't it. Here we go. Colorado's football schedule. All right, let me share my.
I think the bigger thing is Stanford falling from where they used to be, man. Stanford used to be a pretty decent football program in the Pac-12.
Facts. All right, let me zoom into this because I know you can. I know ain't nobody seeing this.
I got on glasses, but damn.
All right. Can you see that? I know you can see that.
I got you.
Okay. You got.
All right, let's go through this. TCU, considering they played in the national championship last year, I'm just gonna automatically say just better talent. Lost.
Okay.
That's one. Nebraska sucked too. I think if Dion can finesse him one, he can finesse that one. Two first-year new head coaches. I give Colorado, Nebraska.
All right, that's 1-1.
Colorado State, that'll get Dion on the high seat. He got to get that. They might be 2-1 right there.
All right, so 2 wins, 1 loss.
2 wins, 1 loss.
All right, this is where it gets gruesome right here. This is where it gets gruesome. Oregon
coach was just talking a little shit earlier today about Colorado leaving. So I'm gonna go with Oregon. That sounds like he might have something to prove that game. He gonna send Dion out with an ass whooping.
USC.
L.
All right. Arizona State.
That's another dub, I think. Arizona State trash. I think 2 trash teams. You can flip a coin. I think they can get Arizona State.
Stanford.
They smart. They might outsmart Dion. This might be one of them sleeper games. I think Stanford might sneak them. I'm going to go with Stanford that game.
Okay. All right. So that's an L. Got them at 3 and 4 right now. UCLA.
Where is it? At UCLA?
Yeah, it's at UCLA.
If it's a game I think Prime can probably sneak, they might sneak UCLA.
Oh, man. He got them with 4 wins. Okay. Oregon State.
At home?
Yeah, at home.
I say that's an L.
All right. So I got them at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I got them at 4 and 5 right now. Arizona.
That's decent. They'll beat Arizona.
Okay, 5 and 5. All right, Washington State.
I think those last 2 are L's.
Oh man, he just barely misses a bowl game.
Hey, Washington State, I think circle that one. I think that's one of those games. I don't know. They can probably, but it's on the road. I think being on the road, Shedeur got to get used to being on the road in the Pac-12. And I just think those last 2, especially Utah gonna whoop that ass on the road at Utah. So where are they? Where I got them at right now?
You got them at 5 and 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 5 and 7. You got them at 5 and 7. They just missed a bowl game.
That's a decent season for year 1 considering Colorado's history.
No, listen. You give him 5. He gets over 4 wins. I don't give a damn. That's coach of the year. Anything over 4 years is coach of the year. I'm gonna just say that. That's how I feel.
And I'm going with that UCLA game just because it's LA, the bright lights, something about bright lights and Dion. I just think with all the cup, I just think that might be one they sneak. Now at Washington State, I'm not feeling. But 5 and 7, that's about where I'm at with them. Year 1, considering where they've been, I can roll with. I think 5 and 7 should be it.
Yeah, for me, I think the Oregon. I think that those 2 back-to-back Oregon and USC, I think that can get really ugly, and I think that can really mess with a team's psyche to get beat by 30 back-to-back weeks. You know what I'm saying? Like to bounce back from that. I don't know if a lot of teams will be. So I think they might just go on the losing streak because of the mental strain of getting beat by Oregon, getting beat by USC. and then having to pick yourself up off the mat and then going to play at Arizona State, probably, you know, at Arizona State, you know what I'm saying? You could come out with a loss right there and right before Stanford. So
and look how late those damn games are. 10 o'clock. My God. 10 o'clock.
Man, hey, listen.
Nobody gonna be watching that shit, man. We're gonna be
you know,
I'll be footballed out by the time that come on.
Yeah, that's that Eastern Standard Time, you know what I'm saying? But yep, got a little, you know, I just wanted to get your perspective of where the Buffaloes are roam. You know what I'm saying?
You go back, give me yours. Let me get you.
Oh, me? Oh, yeah.
You didn't give me you. Let me get you. I went 5 and 7. Where you at?
TCU, I'm gonna keep this real easy. TCU lost, Nebraska lost, because I just feel like they're gonna overpower them in the trenches. It's one
first home game is just where I kind of maybe give it, but okay.
Yeah, that's a loss because I just feel like the white. Listen, if Nebraska don't have nothing else, they're gonna have some big white boys. That just is what it is. They ain't gonna have nothing else. They're gonna have some big country hay throwing white boys in the trenches, and they're gonna maul you. And I think what's that boy from the Carolina Panthers who just went over there? I can't remember his head. They'll tell me in the chat, right? Colorado State, I think that's a win. I think he gets that against Colorado State. Oregon, L. USC, L. Arizona State at Arizona State. Just because it's prime, I know Arizona State be rocking, but it's going to be really rocking when he in there. I got a loss. Stanford, I got a dub. UCLA, I got a loss. Oregon State, I got a loss because I don't think Shedeur going to beat DJ from Clemson. Arizona, people be sleeping on them, but they have a great offense. I don't think they're going to keep up with them scoring. I think that's an L. Washington State, I think that's a dub. In Utah, I think that's a loss. So I got them winning 3 games.
I'm 2 off. You know, 3 5.
Yeah, Matt Rule. So yeah, I'll be surprised if he wins over 5 games. That's coach of the year. If he gets Colorado to a bowl game, I don't give a damn nobody say that's coach of the year.
Even if it's the Dollar General Dollar Tree Bowl, it's fine.
It's fine because that's coach of the year, hands down. I'm cleaning that. But let me take you to another prime effect. Let me take you to another prime effect. Your face says it all. University of Colorado welcomes in its first official registered Black fraternity Omega Psi Phi. No, it's the prime effect, man. Listen, you got it. When prom come through, you gotta touch that chocolate a little closer. Gotta get a little closer. You know what I'm saying? Gotta get a little closer. I love it, man. I love it. I listen, absolutely love it. It's probably gonna be like 2 of them jokers there.
Well, you know where they gonna be at. They finna be on the football team. The football team gonna be full of Q dogs now.
Facts.
That's where they gonna be. You just gonna see random all over the football field now.
You're gonna see some redheaded Qs. They gonna be out there barking and all that. You know what I'm saying? Throwing up them hooks. You know what I'm saying? You be like, hey, Ketchup, you a little pale to be out here with these Qs.
No, they ain't gonna let Ketchup in there.
When you the minority, I seen white boys be noobs. I've seen white boys be captain.
I've never seen a white Q dog a day in my life.
Oh.
Ask the chat. Y'all seen a white Q dog before? I've seen a lot of white stuff. But a white Q dog is not one I've ever seen.
Look, my man said they got Asian Qs at SMU.
White and Asian, 2 different things.
That's fair.
All right. He probably from California or something. You know, them Asians different out there. But listen, I've never seen a white Q ever. Whoever seen one, tell them to send a picture.
They have white Qs. He said
that's like trying to find Bigfoot. I've never seen it.
You know what? The closest I've seen to a white Q is like the black person that got vitiligo. You know what I'm saying? Like I've seen a lot of those. I've seen a lot of vitiligos. You know what I'm saying?
And I'm in Louisiana, so the closest a Creole. Somebody old light skinned nigga, you know, a Creole. That's about as close as I can get to it. But I've never seen a white one.
Hey, you know, as it comes, it goes, right? Let's get into these cousins. Let's talk about the cousins, right? Now, if you don't know, when we speak on the cousins, we are talking about the ones that have gone on to glory. All right, they've gone over to the white. They've crossed over that fence. You know what I'm saying? It's like when you move away from where you used to be, and you be like, oh, that's my cousin. Yeah, he live in Maryland. Like he live in Washington D.C. You know, with the white people.
So you too young to know who that is on there.
Oh, Cousin Skeeter. Oh, that's
okay. I ain't know.
I put Cousin Skeeter on there.
I didn't know if you remember Megan Good fooling around with Cousin Skeeter. I didn't know if you knew that.
Oh man, you know how I go, and you know how I flow, and I take your name in love because I like you, Steve. Stop it, man. Come on.
I didn't know.
Cousin Skeeter, that was a jam right there.
You know, I had to test you right quick. I had to test you.
No, I love it, man. I absolutely love Cousin. That was my show back in the day. Cousin Skeeter, oh, that was my thing. All right, let's get into it. Now, Tennessee State, Big South, OVC is combined, make a football conference, one automatic playoff bid. Last year's record was 4-7, conference 2-3, lost to Lane College. Absolutely horrible loss. Picked to finish 5th. What are you seeing with Tennessee State? And my next question is Eddie George on the hot seat?
I don't think Eddie George on the hot seat. I think considering who he is, the position that he's in, I think they're going to let Eddie sit around and figure this thing out. Remember, first-year head coach. You should have known what you was getting out of this guy when you were hiring him. Now, what I would like to do, if we can, look at their schedule from last year, 4-7. Of course, that bad loss to Lane, 2-3 in the Ohio Valley Conference. I mean, overall, I'm looking at their stats last year. They only averaged 181 passing yards a game. They averaged 132 rushing yards a game. So they seem to be pretty balanced. They just couldn't get any points. They averaged about 18 points a game. Let me see what the turnover ratio looked like. Because somewhere down the line, something had to hurt them.
I got the schedule up right now. We got the Eastern Washington game was really good. They had the opportunity to make some plays there. Eastern Washington made some big plays.
Can you blow it up a little bit so I can't see the scores on it.
Oh man, let me get these up for you. Can you see that now?
Yeah.
All right, let me see.
And that surprised me with that Eastern Washington game on the road. But even so, I went back and looked at Eastern Washington. They're typically a perennial power in their conference. They really wasn't good last year anyway. So when you look at these two teams, it really was a battle of two teams that weren't good. Eastern Washington fell off the map after that first game.
Yeah. So you got Jackson State, the 3-16 loss. That was strictly offense. Defense really came to play. You know, if you talk to a Jackson State fan, they'll say, hey, we dominated that whole game, but they didn't put the ball in the end zone. And neither could Tennessee State. So they come out with that. Middle Tennessee. Yeah, we already know what that is. Now, the Lane College loss, that was just absolutely tragic. I mean, this can't happen.
Let's go to, what's that, the box score, the recap? Let's see what the turnover ratio. I feel like there had to be mad turnovers in that game. I just don't understand how they let that slip away.
They got a lot of penalty yards. Oh, my bad. Hold on. You can't see that. Let me bring that up on the other screen right here.
For that to be a bad loss, we got to dissect. We got to look at that and see what happened in that game.
All right. Okay. So you got some time of possession was definitely on Lane College side. Rushing yards through the roof for Tennessee State. Yeah, let me see how the score cap got a fumble recovery turnover for a touchdown. Let me see. Interception for a touchdown right there. Another touchdown in the fourth. And then touchdown. Then they went for 2 for the game winner.
So, yeah, those turnovers sound like they were costly in that ball game for them.
Yeah, it definitely was. 2 of the turnovers became points. You can't have that. Absolutely can't have that. So, yep. Let me see. Tennessee State defense total, Ike Brown. Yeah, I mean, you can't. I mean, that's just a straight up bad loss. You can't have that first year, second year, losing to a Division II school. You just can't have that happen.
And that really sounds a lot about the talent. Like, they didn't even have enough talent to finesse Lane College.
Well, I mean, I mean, talking to Blue, I talked to Blue about. He said, you know, the quarterback situation was real finicky for them. You know what I'm saying? Draylon Ellis not doing what he's supposed to do, not being who they thought he was, and him having an off year. They're expecting him to come back and do bigger and better things for Tennessee State.
Look like they figured it out against Bethune. Whooped their ass, didn't it?
You know what I'm saying? The defense was killer. You know what I'm saying? The defense was killing for Tennessee State. Blue said missing 10 starters too. Middle Tennessee State killed that depth. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, they might not be bad, but they shouldn't be that good, okay? They shouldn't be that good.
That's not a good day for the Ohio Valley Conference losing to Lane College.
Never. Not never. All right, so they come back. They beat Bethune, beat Tennessee Tech.
Hold on, let's look at that. What they beat Tennessee Tech by?
About 16.
Okay, decent victory.
Eastern Illinois beat them by 20.
That's a decent victory.
The Murray State loss was pretty. The stat showed a different game. They dominated, but turnovers caused them to lose that game.
That game looked like it probably went back and forth like that Jackson State game.
Somewhat. I mean, it was a bad loss. They should have won that game.
Yeah.
SEMO demolishment. You already know their playoff team. You already know what that is. UT Martin. Not a bad game, but not a good game. And then they beat Texas A&M Commerce. Let me see what they got this year. This year, listen, I seen this schedule. They should be competitive. They should finish at least second in this division, second or third in the division. So
everybody's talking about, the quarterback, and I can see when you start to see some of those games where they lost by 3, but it looked like they were still in it.
Yeah,
it looked like a couple swing games that could have been a totally different season for them.
Absolutely. But this upcoming season, I mean, taking out Notre Dame, I mean, we know this is a dub. It's UAPB. Easy win, right? Gardner Webb.
I don't know how that's gonna go.
Bro.
I don't know how that's gonna go.
If you lose to a first-year coach at UAPB,
I don't know how that's gonna go.
He's fired.
That might be closer than what we think.
Dog, if he loses to a first-year coach at UAPB, let's move on.
That might be closer than what we think. We'll circle that and double back, but I think that might be closer than what we think.
Gardner Webb a loss. UT Martin could be a dub. Kennesaw State. I talked to Blue earlier. He said Kennesaw State's moving up. They lost a lot of talent. You can catch them on the rebound, right? So he said UT Martin dub. Kennesaw State possibly is a dub. Norfolk State win. Lincoln win. Lindenwood win. Charleston Southern win. Eastern Illinois win. Tennessee Tech win. Listen, you could easily come out of here. Maybe Gardner Webb a loss. Kennesaw State could be a loss. You can come out here 8-3. You're losing to Notre Dame. You're losing to Gardner Webb. You lose to Kennesaw State. You could easily come out 8-3. You could easily come out of here 8-3. No less than 7-4. No less than 7-4.
What's that worst right here? What's that worst?
To me, 7-4 is at their worst.
Really?
7-4 should be their worst. I mean, at the floor, 7-4 should be their worst. There's no way you should go 0-3 in this stretch right here. Between Gardner Webb, UT Martin, and Kennesaw State, you should not go 0-3.
It could very well happen.
It could, but something got to give. Something's got to give. You can't go 0-3 on this stretch, and then, I mean, you're going to run the table after here. You're literally going to run the table after here.
Unless they got a stud at quarterback, because that's the only other thing. Look like they just need some offense. They need to average at least 22 to 23 points a game. I think that'll get them over the hump from them swing games that you saw on their previous schedule. And when you're only putting up 3 points, between 3 to 10 points, that's not going to get you nowhere.
No, it never is. What's their ceiling? I mean, looking at this schedule, I mean, 9-2 should be their ceiling. I mean, you're going to lose to Notre Dame. You're going to lose to Gardner Webb. 9-2 should be their ceiling.
You putting a lot of shit. I don't know.
9-2. I mean, do I think they're going to beat Kennesaw State? No. But is it possible to beat Kennesaw State? I think it's possible. I think it's possible. So that's my thing. But to answer the question of the graphic, is Eddie George? He's absolutely on the hot seat.
You think so?
Yes. I mean, you got to be on the hard. I mean, losing in Lane didn't help, but this is not a hard schedule. Not by any means. It's not a hard schedule. You should have. There's no way he walks. If he walks away with a losing record in this schedule, he needs to be fired. He needs to be fired if he walks away with a loser. If he goes 5-6, you know what I'm saying? He should be fired. There's no way you should be 5-6 with this type of record.
So is the playoff a bust for Tennessee State this year?
I don't think this schedule is a playoff unless he goes 9-2 and beats UT Martin. I don't think he has to beat UT Martin to me to be considered in the playoff because they only get, since they combine, they only get one playoff automatic, and it's probably going to go to Gardner Webb or whoever wins it or SEMO, right? So
I think he's good. I don't see him being on the hot seat. Tennessee State not finna fire Eddie George. Unless Eddie George goes out and literally doesn't win a game. I think at that point, he's on the hot seat.
Okay. I mean, if somebody says he is not, he is not. I'm close to the program. Well, I guess that's somewhat of an answer, but his ass should be on the hot seat. That's just my personal opinion.
Tennessee State fans don't care. You don't never hear from Tennessee State fans when it comes to football. And, so ain't nobody complaining.
As long as they got the Southern Heritage Classic, they good. Hey,
we homecoming and with the John Merritt Classic, ain't nobody complaining. They all right.
We gonna show up to our 3 black games and we good.
And that's it. They don't give a damn about Gardner Webb, Kennesaw State, UT Martin. Them are the playoffs if all they care. Shit. They done played they 3-4 classics in homecoming and it's gone.
We good, we good, boy. You stupid. All right, hey, coming in next, Hampton. Pick last to win their division. Let me put his schedule up real quick. Robert, listen, man. I'll say this. If you look at Hampton's schedule and they had some close losses. It wasn't like they was just out here getting murdered, right? They had some really close losses. And I think their schedule this year is actually pretty good. I don't think it's the toughest, but let's go to their last year, see what happened here. Let me bring this up real quick. I'm going to zoom in for you. So they go 4-7. You know what I'm saying? They beat Hampton. They beat Tuskegee. They beat Norfolk State. Got all the black people in there early, right? Now you 3-0 going.
They might have had a good season in the MEAC had they stayed. They just might have saw. For Howard to make it to where they did today.
That's fair.
And what was that score to that Howard? Because remember, Howard showed up. Didn't they have championship rings at MEAC Media Day?
Yeah, they did. They did.
And they lost in the battle of the real HU?
Yeah.
To Hampton?
That's fair.
We keep moving. I'm all right.
That's fair. So then you come in 3-0 to Delaware. They shut all that down. Okay. The white boys said, nah, ain't nothing happen here. And then you just go on a losing streak, right? But you lose the Maine by 7. You win. You beat University of Albany by 1. You lose to Richmond. You lose to Villanova, right?
Those are your top tier programs. When you
absolutely. And William and Mary, because they're predicted to finish first, and they only lose by 6 to William and Mary. They lose to Elon by 14. They lose to Townsend pretty badly. But these aren't demolishments. Like they're not 3-35s. They're not 10-41s. These are some competitive games. I think Ham can do something. I really think Hampton can do something this year. I ain't gonna hold you. I like their schedule. Let me bring up their schedule coming in this year. I like their schedule. I really do. Let me see.
Yeah, last year shows Hampton average 192 passing yards a game and 131 rushing yards a game. So they seem to be pretty balanced as well. 20 points a game.
All right, so listen, they start with Grambling. I think that's in New Jersey. Yeah, got Red Bull Arena.
That's a tough one because I get the Grambling later, but I just think that could be something right there.
You know what I'm saying? And then Hampton gonna start with at least 3 black games. They gonna come out the gate with some black games. So they got Norfolk State, and then they got Howard. So you can be 3-0 right here. Same thing you did last year. That's a loss. That's a possible dub.
I don't know. I think that recruiting class now getting older. They were right there with Jackson State with that top recruiting class. Now you get another year, let those guys develop. Campbell could be a threat.
Nah, I don't. I think they can, but a lot of those guys left. The guys that he got from last year, they left, but he did put some people in there. But I think Campbell, I think Campbell can get got, right?
Campbell, one of those teams that's sneaky, although they lost to Jackson. They did put it on North Carolina Central.
They put it on North Carolina Central. Monmouth, that's a loss.
Yeah.
Delaware, that's a loss.
Yeah.
North Carolina A&T for homecoming.
Woo!
That's a game.
I don't know what that was, Scotty. That's one of the ones I don't know. Hampton at home. Let's go with Hampton.
Okay, that's a dub, right?
Against the black colleges, hey, Hampton in. Let's roll it.
Maine, they lost some close game. It was a close game last year. That's a loss. William & Mary is a loss. Elon, a loss. So they probably, I wouldn't be surprised if they go 1-3 in this stretch right here. They could probably pull out one against Maine.
I think that William & Mary at home. I think on the road to Maine and Elon may be tough for them, but I think William & Mary, considering how close that game the year before, you get William & Mary at home, I think that's one you can sneak out. And that's kind of why I'm going with that A&T game at homecoming. If those boys don't get distracted, that might be another one. Ain't nothing like playing at home. And I think that might be – because you got to go to Maine. I don't even know no black person ever been to Maine.
I ain't gone that far. I ain't gone that far.
That is a long way to go, considering November the 4th is probably going to be cold as hell, too.
Ooh, that's a good point. Ooh, it's going to be cold. Ooh, that's going to be cold. Boy, that's going to be cold. Jesus. It's going to be cold. And Maine, man, it might be -5 out there while you trying to play some football. So, well, let's give it. I'll take your William & Mary. I don't think that's going to happen. I would swap mine out for Maine, but we'll say 1 in this section, 2, 3. I'm gonna give them Campbell. 4, 5, possible 6. 6 and was that 6 and 5? That's not bad in the CAA. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. And that ain't bad. 6 and 5 in the CAA. That ain't bad. I ain't even gonna hold you on that one. That is not bad. I'll take that. 6 and 5 in the CAA. I'll take that.
It's not bad.
For Hampton, yeah. For CAA, that ain't bad at all. That is not bad at all. Now, let's move on to them Aggies. But before we go, listen, bro. When I was making this graphic, right? Tell me that he don't look like he makes some good ribs. Like
he looked like Lovie Smith a little bit.
When I see him, I'm like, man, he looked like he be on the grilling. And then when I saw this video with these Grill Master shorts on.
For the 2023 Aggie football team.
Look at them shorts.
Disciplined top to bottom. Tough.
Tell me that Bama don't be behind the grill with Kiss the Chef. That Bama be barbecuing.
Brave, durable. Has the ability to adapt. Hey, what are they doing? All right, we got.
No homo, look at them calves, though. I'm telling you, I know he got Grill Masters. I know he got some Grill Masters at the crib, bro. I'm telling you.
Got to figure it out. Second half, different game. The ability to adapt will line up against anybody in the country.
Them shorts tight as hell.
What the hell is he talking about?
I don't know, man. I wasn't listening to the speech. When I saw this video, I said, this Bama be behind the grill. That's all I thought about. I'm like, this Bama be on the grill. And I'm talking about like bratwursts, hot links.
He look like he'll choke you out too.
Yeah, he got some serious forearms.
Hey, you better watch out when Big Unc come to the barbecue. Get out his way.
Hey, I'm telling you. But they got him picked 10th. Let's look at this schedule from these Aggies to see what they doing.
Who was he at last year? He wasn't at William and Mary, was he?
He was. Yeah, he was at William.
Okay. So that's even more why I give Hampton that dub at home. They lost their first year coach.
All right, let's go to this. You want to go back or you want to go forward since he's a first year coach? You want to go 2023 since he's a first year guy?
Now let's still look at what happened last year because A&T was in a different conference last year, weren't they?
Yeah, I think they was in the Big South.
Yeah, let's check them out.
Or no, they was in. Oh, they still. Yeah, they was in the Big South. All right, so here we go. So they come out the gate with NCCU, get demolished.
That's always I don't know what it is about North Carolina Central and A&T, but if there's a team that'll get the best of them, it's typically North Carolina Central.
Went up to North Dakota State, got that ass.
I want to say this about that game. A lot of us have been wanting to see that game for so long, it was just a little too late.
Yeah,
that A&T power that we saw years ago that beat Kent State, ECU, knocked off Jacksonville State. Those were the teams that we would have loved to see go against North Dakota State. A&T, who they are today, are not the same powerhouse in black college football anymore.
No, it reminded me of like Pacquiao and Mayweather, how the fight was just a little too late. You know what I'm saying? It just lost its buzz. But I talked to a North Dakota State guy. Shout out to my boy Kaz. He said, I'm not gonna lie to you, Scotty. And after this game, he said this to me. He said, Scotty, I'm not gonna lie to you. Their offensive line, I've never seen anybody handle our offensive line the way their offensive line did. He said, I know what the score says. He said, I know what the score says. He said, but I'm telling you, that offensive line is crazy. And you kind of got to see it more and more throughout the season as Tootin start doing his thing, running the rock. So Duke University, of course they lost. They go to South Carolina State, they get the dub. They go to Bryant, they get the dub. They go to Edward Waters, easy money, dub. They go to Robert Morris University, dub. Campbell, dub. Norfolk, dub. And they just run the table, and then they end up losing to Gardner-Webb pretty bad. I believe this was like a playoff. I think this was if I'm not mistaken, this was for the Big South Championship, if I'm not mistaken, for them to go to the playoff. But they got drugged. They got drugged. Yeah. Everybody had that game circled, but
that's not bad considering that conference. A lot of HBCUs would not survive that conference.
That is fair.
And that's not speaking because it's a white conference, but that's some tough football when you're looking at this stretch of teams that I know many people never even heard of.
Yeah.
I don't think I think that was pretty good for them to get through that.
Now, my thing is this. If they were in the MEAC, do they come out as MEAC champs? Because they probably would have beat everybody else. They probably would have came out as co-champs because you lose the NCCU, right? You beat Campbell. Campbell ends up beating NCCU, right? Maybe you run the table and y'all end up being co-champs, kind of like Howard, and then from there, you never know what could have went,
And another thing, that North Carolina Central game, if they weren't in MEAC, wasn't going to be the first game of the season. So if things probably could have been different a little later down the schedule as well.
That's fair. They're going to play for the Aggie Eagle Classic, so that's going to be early September. You know what I'm saying? So, but I wanted this 2023 schedule though. That's what yeah. We back at it. UAB, L. NCCU, L. I'm gonna be at that game. Me and the wife, we gonna be there. So
you know what? I think A&T, it's a rivalry. And you want your get back from the year before, especially against a team that so-called has done what you've done with the Celebration Bowl.
Yeah.
I think A&T gets that. I think A&T gets their payback and get that.
All right. So you got so it's 1-1. I got them 0-2. Elon, L. Norfolk State, dub. Villanova, L. Delaware, L. Richmond, L. Hampton, you said they was gonna lose.
I did.
Towson, L, Rhode Island. I'll give them at Rhode Island.
They
L.
might get those two. Towson got to go there to Greensboro. They may can get that one. Got to Rhode Island. They can get that one too. But you got to go to Rhode Island in November. Them Carolina boys going to be freezing their ass off, man. Listen, it's going to be a different type of environment up there.
I'll give them the senior day. Okay, so people saying they'll beat Elon, right? Yeah, whatever.
I think those three right there, they end the season on the 3-game win streak.
Shit. I'll give you two. I'll give you two. They're not beating Towson. I'll give you, shout out to Maryland.
Is that why you saying that?
Shout out to you hear what it is. Shout out to Maryland.
Dang it. Well.
Shout out to Maryland. That's how we do. Rhode Island, I'll give you that. Campbell, I'll give you that. I'll give them the Elon. Okay, I'll give them. That's 4. That's 4. 4 and 7. And it goes to my question, and I think this is a real deal question. Who will have the better record in the CAA?
What did you have for Hampton? What did you say Hampton was going?
6-5. I said possibly 6-5. I think their floor is 5-6. I think their floor is 5-6.
A&T had success last year. It wasn't enough. Hampton was right there. I think I'm gonna go with Hampton.
I agree. I absolutely agree with you, P. I think Hampton will have a better year than North Carolina A&T.
Because we got to see what the transition with Lovie Smith here is going to be like at A&T. We're not sure what it's going to quite be. We already see how he talking. I don't even know if he got the attention of the team. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So we got to see what it is. This is not A&T that we remembered. So we got to also factor that in. This ain't the old school A&T that was running things.
They still, if we're being honest, okay, and I don't know, I'm gonna say this. I don't know Hampton's quarterback situation. I'll be honest to say that. But I know A&T ain't got one. I know that for a fact. Because that's all they talk about is, hey man, if we had a quarterback, you know, they was relying on Tootin for half the season. You know what I'm saying? For most of the season, they ain't no half the season, they was relying on Tootin. So I don't know what that quarterback situation looks like at A&T. That's shaky. You know what I'm saying? But we'll see. I'm gonna dive a little deeper as the season goes along. I'm gonna dive a little deeper in Hampton, dive a little deeper in A&T, and we'll go from there. But
I'm gonna roll with Hampton in this one. A&T first year head coach. I don't know. Lovie Smith just ain't right now. He got to get that program. Considering Hampton right now, I like Hampton. Plus, I pick Hampton over A&T for homecoming. So I'm gonna roll with Hampton with the better record this year.
Okay, let's get it. I'm excited to see what that looks like. All right.
I really like how that came down to those two after what we did. I like that.
You know what I'm saying? That's all I'm saying. You know what I'm saying? So let's talk a little team tiers. Now, this is my team tiers, and this is powered by HBCU Sports Wire, your number one spot to getting all the top-level photography pics, all right? You can go to www.hbcu Sports Wire and see if your school is a part of HBCU Sports Wire. Get you some nice photographs of players, top-notch. Find your son, your daughter, your nephew, your kid, or your favorite player, all right? Powered by the HBCU Sports Wire. Listen, man, I want to break this down. I gotta break this all the way down. Listen, number one is number one, top dog, right? Bowl or bust. That means you take your ass to the Celebration Bowl. You got it. If you don't, that was a bad season. For me, it's FAM, Howard, and Southern. The reason Howard's there is because they were co-champs in the MEAC. You got drugged by fifth. God, dog. That game was so bad. I watched that. It was so bad. All right, Southern. It was really difficult for me to put them there. It really was. But you backdoored your way into a championship. So I'm going to hold you to that standard.
Woo! Ooh. Oh. Say it for me. The powerhouse.
Powerhouse. Okay.
That's why we up there.
All right. Bowl upside if. And this is the if. Alcorn, has a quarterback. That's my if. If Alcorn has a quarterback. If Andrew Body stays, Andrew Body! If he stays healthy, they are Celebration Bowl or bust. Grambling. If Hugh Jackson steps away from the team and lets the coaches coach and they have a quarterback, that's my if. Dark horse candidates. I think Morgan State is building something. Shout out to Maryland. You already know Damon. Shout out. Alabama State is the worst thing in the world for me to put this there, but I had to. I like what they have on defense. I think they can make it work, even though the quarterback position is a little shaky. South Carolina State, that's self-explanatory. They are what they are. Illogical optimism. That means why in the hell are you thinking about Celebration Bowl? A&M, stop it. If you're an A&M fan in here, stop it. Stop. No, you are not. Zarion Hayes got on there talking about some, we're going to the celebration. Hell no, you're not. Jackson State, leave it alone, okay? Leave it alone. Prairie View, no. Just no. All right? Fun season. Just enjoy what you're doing, okay? Valley, UAPB, Norfolk State, just enjoy, okay? Just enjoy the season. Just have fun. Enjoy. Get your 2, 3, 4 wins and just enjoy the game. And coach problems, listen, I'm not a fan of Lee Hall. I don't think he's that guy. And I'm not a fan of Lil Bill either, so I don't think he's that guy. Those are my top tiers entering training camp. Perry, you up next.
Yeah, I did mine a little bit different. And I'm going to start from the bottom and work my way up because you started with the top dog. I'm going to start with the little dogs. You know, little dogs need love too. And I think right now between Valley, UAPB, Bethune-Cookman, Delaware State, I think if you put them in a room into a fight, they'll all lose. I mean, that's just simply what it is. All of them got something to prove this year. So for right now, they just a lot of bark, no bite. I think when you look at the optimism, Alabama A&M, Cornell Maynard, hot seat. Texas Southern, you got to be optimistic. Listen to you talking about what you believe, how far they can go, what they built on, and considering last year being a great season in Texas Southern term compared to past, it does give you a level of optimism. The same thing with Prairie View. Both of those are like mirror images of each other. Both had a chance to get to a championship, but they squandered it. So when you were that close to where you could almost smell it, you couldn't taste it, I think you will be optimistic coming into next year. And Morgan State, with that second-year coach coming out of Bowie, I think you want to see, can he be optimistic to get that program headed in the right way? The dark horses, I like Alabama State. Something about them that I like, especially with Eddie Robertson Jr. I think that defense is going to be solid and sound. The question is going to be on the offense. If they can find a quarterback, that loss at the end of the year to UAPB in that Turkey Day Classic was really, it was sad, but it was some questionable play calling I saw in it that I think cost Alabama State the game. But I'm going to give them a dark horse. You know, I like Coach Dawson Odoms at Norfolk State. A lot of respect on Dawson Odoms. I think I can go with a dark horse, and if there's going to be one in the conference, out of all the rest of those teams, I'm going to roll with Dawson Odoms. I like program building, so I know it's going to take time with a guy program building. Don't do all that, Scotty. Come on now, drink your water. Leave me alone. Let me finish. Grambling, Hugh Jackson. Could be a dark horse. Grambling played some decent football last year. They was all right on defense. They needed a quarterback just like Alabama State, if you ask me. Both teams can run the ball. Let's move up. I think Alcorn and South Carolina State, when you're looking at two teams that's knocking on the door, those are my two teams that I think knocking on the door. I think you got to have respect for Alcorn in the same sense with Fred McNair with the respect of a head coach. That same respect is on the other side to Buddy Pugh. So to me, they both mirror each other and being in the same position. I think a bowl game could be possible for them, but they're like knocking right at the door. Let's see if they get over the hump. And then, of course, FAMU, only 2 losses the past 2 years. Howard time for the MEAC championship last year. Southern playing in the SWAC championship last year. And Jackson State winning the SWAC championship last year. All of those teams are playing at another level compared to the rest of those teams, I think, on the list. And you can see them, all 4 of those teams possibly get to a bowl game. I'm going to roll with top dog, and I don't know how much I really want to do it, but just because they want it. But typically, it is tough to come back that next year after winning that Celebration Bowl and thinking you're going to come back and get back to it. So North Carolina Central and Trey Oliver is the top dog. I like Trey Oliver's his confidence. He has a little swag about him. I like he talks shit. Something about that mean you can back it up too. And he's at home at North Carolina Central. So with them being the top dog, I'm all right with that.
Let me ask you a question, Perry. Because I just need you to answer this for me.
Please.
How is Texas Southern in illogical optimism when we dusted y'all 24-0? Explain that to me. Make that make sense to me.
Because they had a SWAC championship 6 minutes from a SWAC championship and they let it squander away. I got to be optimistic.
Their star player went down?
Talking to me about one game against Southern. Remember, they were 1-4 at that point after they beat Southern. They were 1-4. They reeled off a couple wins, but it's not enough to make me just say, let me throw them on this bowl side at the possibility of a celebration bowl. No, I think Alcorn gets better as a team. That's going to make it tougher. I think Grambling gets better as a team, which is going to make it tougher. I think those teams are coming up a little bit more than what I see Texas Southern.
Thank you, JB. Thank you, JB. They played probably one of the softest schedules in the SWAC, and then they backdoored their way into a championship.
Don't you start, because you got us high on yours. You acting like I just made this shit up and put Southern high. You got the same thing on yours.
Yeah, but look how close I got my Texas Southern.
That's on you. That's why we're different.
Oh my gosh. It's no way we gonna dust y'all. Then I'm gonna put them at the bottom of the barrel. And we got a quarterback and you don't.
I saw how y'all played without a quarterback. So
come on, man. Come on.
You lost. You was up 14 with 6 minutes left with the SWAC championship right there. Like, it didn't get no more in your face. And guess what? You opened it up for Southern to go. So, hey, why you think I'm feeling like that? Now, if I didn't go to the SWAC championship, maybe. But we went. The other Southern went, not the Texas Southern.
There's no disrespect for PV. They only got 10 fans. It's not even enough people to disrespect. Okay, they only got 10 fans. Nobody.
And there's nothing wrong with Texas Southern being to me. A&M, Texas Southern, PV, Morgan State, all those teams set up right there where all of those coaches except Morgan State, where A&M and Texas Southern coaches both you could say was on the hot seat last year, right? A&M did beat Texas Southern, didn't it? When Texas Southern was in a position to go ahead and get to the championship. PV beat Texas Southern, didn't it? PV had an opportunity to go to the championship. And Morgan State, we're just hoping with a good recruiting class and some development of players with their second-year coach that they can be in that same situation like the rest of these teams. But all of those teams, to me, kind of mirror each other in terms of the optimism on the season.
I just don't appreciate the.
I know you Texas Southern. I know you don't appreciate it. Talk your talk.
I don't appreciate it.
But you should hold on. Go back to yours. You should have put Texas Southern higher then.
I mean, I gotta keep it realistic.
So since Texas Southern beat Southern last year, you still had the nerve to put Southern over Texas Southern.
I don't think the season is bowl or bust for Texas Southern. I do not believe that. That's the only reason why I didn't put them in that category. I don't think
everybody not finna be around forever. How many years you think they finna give everybody to fucking play? Shit. Bowl of buzz. Hell, I mean, you better roll Clarence McKinney for sure.
That's fair. If I can redo it, that's fair. I mean, if you talking like that, that makes sense. I feel you. That's fair. That's fair. Yeah.
Much respect to Texas Southern. You know, I like everybody. I'm right. I went and shook his hand personally after that ass whooping last year and said, bro, I rock with you. I like your game. But at the end of the day, I just feel like they got a lot to prove. You can be Texas Southern hadn't been this optimistic in a long time, my brother. In a long time. So I think to just send them that high, that fast, that quick, I can't do it right now.
Well, you got to, because at the end of the day, what if they've never had experience like this, and you get a special player that
don't know the experience outside because they lost the game when he went down. You mean to tell me the rest of the team couldn't figure out how to stay up 14 points with under 7 minutes in the game?
Okay, so let's talk about Grambling losing to Arizona. Who goes down?
Devontae Kincaid.
Kingay, they're up. Devontae Kingay goes down, never comes back in. They lose that game.
Nigga, Arizona and
just saying.
Alabama A&M
was running away with that game.
Had that been a SWAC school without Kincaid, they still win a game.
They lose that game.
Against who?
Listen.
Anybody in the SWAC when Kincaid, did you not see you wasn't watching SWAC then?
But listen, bro.
You didn't see Gramblin's defense then, did you? You
fair.
new to the SWAC. You didn't see those teams that I saw during those years of the Grambling and Broderick Fobbs years. It wasn't just Kincaid was definitely the bow on top. But those were some really good Grambling teams where it wasn't about Kincaid by himself. There was some really good. You talk about their receivers. What was it? Hunter. You look at the running backs. You look at the D-line. Grambling was an all-around solid team. They were the team that Jackson State is claiming they are running the SWAC with the third. That's what Grambling was under Broderick Fobbs doing that.
Martez Carter was crazy. Yeah, Martez
Carter, yeah.
Yeah.
I think Berlin Hunter was the wide receiver.
All I'm saying is this. Is that when you have a special player, okay, how about let's keep it in the same realm, right? When Shador goes down against A&M, they couldn't even cross the 50.
Did they win?
Yeah, because they were already up.
All right, that's what I'm telling you. The same team, A&M, that Texas Southern. Texas Southern lost to.
They had the number 1 defense, Andrew Body working with the 7th. It's not the same.
If you asking me, you brought up Devontae Kincaid, not me. You said if he goes down, against Arizona, Texas Southern not even in the game against Arizona the same way Grambling was.
They was in the game against UTSA. What you talking about?
UTSA, bro.
What you talking about?
We're talking about Arizona and UTSA.
I'm just saying, UTSA.
What conference is UTSA in?
They was in the game against Rice. When Andrew Body's freshman year, they was in the game against Rice. That don't count. That don't count.
You're not helping your cause, man.
I'm just saying that don't count. It got to count.
Texas Southern should have won that game regardless. You up by 7 with up by 14 with 7 minutes in the fourth quarter. If Andrew Body go down, all we got to do is just run the ball and shut the fuck up. Let's just do what we got to do and get up out of here. They didn't do it. They gave the game away. If you know the championship, all we got to do is win the championship as a team. We can't come together and say, look, fellas, let's just close this out and we there. They didn't finish the assignment. What, man?
He said run the ball and set the fuck up.
That's all you got to do. Let's focus, man. You know, they lost focus. They lost hope. Everybody went down. They was like,
oh man, that was funny. Oh yeah. Okay, we'll see. Listen, we'll see.
Much respect to your picks, though.
All I'm saying is I think people don't give the same leeway as they do other teams because the expectation of Southern to be great, the expectation for Jackson to be great, they have those expectations because they can get the talent, they can bring that talent in, they can do those things. Texas Southern hasn't had a history of losing. And then you get a special player, right?
You optimistic.
It can't be too optimistic. You 1 game away from the SWAC championship.
You got to be optimistic if you got to one. And really, this, like you said, they was finna backdoor their way. Say that. They was finna backdoor their way. It took Prairie View to lose for them to then step up. So you talk about backdoor the same way you do Southern. Oh, y'all backdoored y'all way. Texas Southern.
Double backdoor. Like that. I mean, you had to get help from help to help just to get. Come on, man. I'm sorry.
We beat Prairie View. Texas Southern didn't.
We beat y'all?
All right, then. And I don't know this you talking. We going French tonight, bonjour. Like, when the hell is you become we? What's this we? What we doing here?
I mean, you saying we for Southern. I'm saying we for Andrew.
I am Southern.
I rock with Andrew.
They would have backdoored their way too.
All I'm saying is if people can individually rock with LeBron, I individually rock with Andrew.
I rock with him too. I like him.
Okay.
I don't like Texas Southern.
Oh, okay.
But I'm by. I'm all about whatever. I just don't think Texas Southern SWAC championship this year. I don't.
We shall see. All right, let's get into this. Build your perfect HBCU. Shout out to my man once again. HBCU Sports Wire hooked this graphic up for us. Does big time stuff. I'm gonna put it up, and everybody in the chat, I need you to do your job. All right, I need you to build your perfect HBCU. I'm gonna zoom in on this. You got $12. All right, you got $12 to work with. All right, you can see 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, I'm gonna zoom out just a little bit. Now, first up, location. You got Daytona Beach, Bethune-Cookman, Houston, Texas, Durham, NCCU, and you got Tallahassee. What you going with, P?
I might have to roll with I'm gonna spend some money right here. Let's go. I like the beach. Let's go to Daytona.
You said I'm gonna spend some.
I'm gonna spend a little money right quick.
I'm gonna save it. I'm gonna save it. I like Tallahassee. I really do. I do like Tallahassee. I'm not gonna lie.
Florida, it just ain't a beach there.
I like Tallahassee. You know what? I'm gonna take Durham. All right, I'm gonna take Durham at number 2. Yeah, I'm gonna take Durham.
Wait. Let's take it back. I'll take mine. I'm gonna save a little money. I'm gonna go Houston, Texas.
Okay.
I'm gonna go over there and kick it with Andrew Body.
Yeah.
That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna go kick it there.
All right, so you at 3, I'm at 2. All right, coming to academics. Listen. I'm Howard for $1. That's a steal. Howard for $1 is a steal. I'm taking that twice on Sunday. Okay, I'm taking that twice on Sunday. You gotta have it. It just ain't. Yeah. Oh yeah, I'm taking Howard for $1. Go ahead. That's a steal.
I gotta be smart. I gotta make some money. I'm gonna go with Prairie View. I like Prairie View, academic wise. I'm gonna go Prairie View. I'm gonna spend $4.
You ain't gonna go UAPB?
Been there, did that. Clearly, I left.
All right. So you at 7?
Yeah, I'm at 7.
I'm at 3. All right. Listen,
I'll go Prairie View and I'll become an architect. See, academics, I'll become some big time architect.
That's fair.
I actually got accepted to Prairie View.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. A little smarter than I thought.
The HBCU, it ain't,
I want to say for mascot, I'm a fan of the Rattler. I really am. I know this don't make no sense. I know I'm gonna have money left over, but I'm a fan of the Rattler. So I'm gonna take that number 2. I think that's a good steal for me. I'm at 5, 7, 8. I got $8 left. What you got?
I want to get that ignorant ass Jackson State Tiger, boy. I can't.
You sound like you over there.
Hey, that little pregnant tiger be cutting up.
Oh man.
But I'm short on cash right now, so I'm gonna roll with Alabama State. I'm gonna go with the Hornet.
Okay.
The Hornet cut up a little bit too, but he not like them 2 Tigers, man. Them 2 Tigers cut up.
All right. So you at 8. I'm at 8.
No, but let's. Can I go back?
Boy, you worse. Go ahead.
It's tough. I gotta save some money. See, I didn't know. I'm just big spending. I done got that stimulus. I don't know what to do with myself. All right. I'm gonna go Houston, Texas. I'm gonna take that Howard education. They always talking to me about HU and we got the vice president and all of that. I'm gonna spend that. That's $1.
All you trying to do is get to Southern's fan base. That's all you're trying to do.
No, I'm not, man. I actually really want this Jackson State Tiger. I never forget against Bethune-Cookman in the SWAC MEAC challenge, and the Tiger ran out there on the field, and he tried to rip the ball away from the Bethune-Cookman player. That was the funniest shit. It was all over Sports Center. If you ignorant enough to do that, I can rock with you. Come on with it.
All right, so we going. So you went 3, 1, 3. I went 2, 1, 3. Let me see. 2, 1. No, I went 2, 1, 2. I went 2. Yeah, I went 2, 1, 2. All right, so I got 4, 5. Yeah, I'm at 5, and you're at 7. All right.
And I like the little tiger. So what comes with the mascot, the little top parent love the kids. All right. So
remember, you still gotta get a band now. Fan base. Listen, man, I gotta go with JSU. Them Bama's is crazy. Like you can't if you on the right side of JSU, oh, you Gucci. You Gucci. They worse than a mob. You good. So I'm gonna just go $2 for the Jackson State. I'm gonna go $7. I'm gonna go, that gives me $7. Where you at?
I'm finna be tapped out. Shit, this like Monopoly. I ain't got no more money. Damn.
Pay up. Come on, man. You got 7 right now, so you got $5 left.
Shit.
So you better go with Grambling just to give you some free space to work with your band culture.
I can't be a Grambling fan base. They only show up to Bayou Classic and Homecoming. I can't be a Grambling fan base. Damn, so that Jackson, there's no way I could do it. I'm balling now. Let's go Southern. All right. Now the band shit, I ain't messed up about it. But I take my fans. Yeah, we gotta make money.
You only got money for FAMU band at the end. So we'll recap yours. That's too easy.
Yeah, appreciate that.
Listen, I gotta go human jukebox. That's just it ain't even no question for me. That ain't even a question for me. I'm going human jukebox. I love the human jukebox. So let's recap. Perfect HBCU. I'm going Durham. So my school is gonna be in Durham. I'm gonna have Howard Academics. My mascot's gonna be a Rattler. I'm gonna have the Jackson State fan base and the human jukebox band. Oh, I'm killing Bama. That is a perfect blend. Okay, that's the perfect HBCU.
I think mine pretty good too.
I mean, you got Houston.
We in H-Town. You can't go wrong, baby. All right. We got a Howard, education. Cool. I got a turned up mascot with little baby mascots too. That's what the crowd like. So if I'm gonna have that mascot with this fan base of Southern, you sound like you're gonna have a damn good time. If FAMU band, I may not like they halftime shows, but in the stands, and FAMU, that's for Kofi. You know what, Kofi? That one for you, baby. We're gonna get up there. We'll play a little bit.
You was broke. And what no, that's for Kofi. You didn't have no more money.
Well, still, that's what I'm saying. We're gonna be kicking it for Kofi. It ain't about being broke. It's just the fact. If I'm gonna rock with FAMU, I'm gonna do it for a purpose. So that's how we gonna do it. FAMU, we'll rock with the band. If you ever been to FAMU in Tallahassee, they harass the visiting teams too. So if I got that fan base with that crazy ass mascot and that band that's gonna harass you back there, it's gonna be a tough day in H-Town. Fucking up.
Ain't nobody gonna come to the games.
You don't know that we got a product. Remember, I got a Southern fan base in Houston. That's what Southern don't have.
Okay,
Yeah.
That's fair. Okay, I still think mine. Listen, Jackson State fan base. It don't matter where I'm at. I could be in Nova Scotia, and they still gonna travel.
You're gonna find out because you get to SWAC with Dion, so you saw what was going on with Dion. You didn't see Jackson State pre-Dion. Now at home, I will give Jackson fans, they have traditionally showed up. Give them that. But on the road, what you saw with Dion being there and that excitement, trust me, that ain't the Jackson State before Dion traveling on the road. So all that excitement you saw, you will see it dwindle back down and Jackson State on the road be back to what they were before.
Dang. Man, I feel like I got gypped. Now I feel like I got gypped in my money.
You thought you was good on the road anyway. See, Southern, when we come to town, the liquor prices go up, the food prices go up, the RV prices go up, the hotel prices go up. Shit, the price of whatever else go up.
I had to have the human jukebox. I didn't have enough money to ball out, so I had to at least get the human jukebox. So I'm glad I got that. I ain't gonna hold you. I am pretty happy I got that. So.
Appreciate you. I hope you enjoy.
Yeah. We gonna be jamming. I need some tomorrow. I'm like, I'm gonna have tomorrow repeat. Keep playing it. Keep playing. I don't care. Run it back. Oh, we gonna.
That's why I can rock with FAMU band. They be doing some little chant the whole game and doing stuff.
Yeah,
so,
they like,
yeah.
oh.
And they student body really be feeling. So I can rock with that. That $1 well spent.
Oh man, you ain't gonna get nothing. You ain't gonna get nothing in the stands. Though we gonna smash you in the stands. I just want to be very clear about that. We gonna smash you in the stands, but you gonna do whatever y'all gonna do. Y'all do.
That's subjective. It's all about what you looking for in band. You may like loud shit. I may like musical shit. It's subjective.
They ain't gonna do nothing in the stands. Okay, they ain't gonna do nothing in the stands. Point blank. Period. All right, let's get into it. Let's get into the MEAC headlines. All right, let's talk about the MEAC headlines. Just a few of them. Last year, Big O, Big One.
I don't give a damn.
Last year, we're 2-9. Conference was 2-3. Bad loss to Delaware State. I asked you, Perry, has Odoms lost it?
Not at all. I think when you look at him in year one, come in and took over a Norfolk program, he put them in a position where they had their first winning season in quite some time. That was year one. I think then you start to weed out that program. Now, if you know Dawson Odoms, he's a builder from the ground up. A lot of people don't respect building from the ground up in this day of instant gratification because of the transfer portal, which I totally understand. But Odoms is old school. He believes in developing freshmen and sophomores to that old school way. When you say by the time they get juniors and seniors, they create the culture of the program. Odoms is a cultural guy. And I just think people not used to these days watching somebody build a program. And Odoms, I think, is a guy that's building a program, knowing he got to get young guys in and develop them up. And considering he got there and Norfolk didn't have much, I think he has not lost it. I think you got to be patient with him. That's why they signed him to a 6-year deal.
Okay. Let's look at this schedule and see how much patience he's going to get. Virginia State, Labor Day Classic. We can give him the dub on that one. I'll give him the double on that one. Hampton, that's an L. We've said that many times. Temple, that is an L. Towson, that is an L. North Carolina A&T, that is an L. Tennessee.
Hold on, go back. Where is it?
It's in Norfolk.
Really? That could be one.
Really?
That could be one. I mean, you got your opinion, I got mine. Because I said it ain't the end of the world. I'm just saying that could be. We don't know.
Okay, I'll give you the dub.
That could be.
All right, that's one. Tennessee State.
I think they get that done.
I do not. I'm still on I'm on 1 win. Howard in Washington. I make sure I make that very clear. In Washington.
Norfolk is my sleeper team if you go back to see. So Norfolk with the W.
Ain't too much sleeping with 3 wins.
It's just getting to damn. Are you talking about last year?
Yeah. It's just crazy to me. Texas Southern, but okay, illogical. But
we're talking 2 different conferences, bro.
I'm just saying.
Yeah, 2 different coaches.
Morgan State. They got them last year, and this is on homecoming part 2. So they got them last year. They caught Morgan sleeping last year.
They get that dub.
All right, I'll say a loss. NCCU, L.
That last time it went into overtime. Well, that was the last time they went to Durham.
In Norfolk.
No, you talking about last year, right?
Yeah. Last year.
The year before, remember, if they beat North Carolina Central, they would have went to the Celebration Bowl. That was in his first year. They were 1 game away from going to the Celebration Bowl, and they lost in like a double overtime to North Carolina Central in Durham. Remember, Dawson Odoms is the reason Trey Oliver is the head coach today. Dawson Odoms gave Trey Oliver his first coordinator position at Southern, being the D coordinator, and Trey goes on to North Carolina Central. I think the mentor gets this one.
Okay, I like that. I think that'd be a great game. I got a loss. Delaware State. Delaware State, that's a win. South Carolina State. They usually get them at the end, so I'll give them that win. They
I
usually.
think if it's one they lose, this will be the one. It's football, man. It's football. And the MEAC is crazy sometimes. Buddy Pugh, I think if it's one they lose that last game of the season. Now, that loss may hamper them from going to the Celebration Bowl.
So, okay, so 4-7, and I got them going 3-8. If I'm not mistaken, let me. I just want to make sure
because I wasn't even keeping up with what I was just.
You said A&T a dub, right? You said
what was up there at the top? What's all the way at the top?
Losses. All right.
Now to you, I think they get that win right there, Virginia.
A&T.
Hold on, you going to what you want?
No,
go back up. I didn't say none of these were losses at first.
Yes, you did, because we already went through Hampton's schedule.
Okay, Hampton up there. Okay, Hampton. I gotta see it. You know, you scrolling, you see it quicker than I do.
Temple lost, or maybe you don't know. I want to.
No, that's a damn loss.
Okay, Towson. Maybe they get him.
So that's a W. That's an L. That's 2 L's so far.
That's 2 L's. All right, so it's 2. That's 3. That's 3 L's. 1, 2, 3. That's 3 L's. So you got 1 and 3, right? Then you got a winning North Carolina A&T. That's 2 and
dub there.
Okay. Tennessee State.
I give them a dub there.
That's Tennessee State's homecoming.
I don't give a damn.
Okay, that's 3 and 3. Howard. That was a loss.
Yeah. No, I'm going dub there.
Okay.
I'm going dub there.
Okay.
Remember, this is my sleeper team, so you're going to see it differently from me. I put them as a sleeper for a reason. You didn't have them on your radar, so they're my sleeper.
I'm just saying what you said the first time. You said that was a loss, but you changed it. Okay, so.
No, I think you was over talking me, and you was just doing me any kind of way.
No, you said that was a loss, but we'll continue. So 4 and 3. All right, Morgan State. I'm assuming that's 5 and 3.
Something about that is like one of those trap games. Even though it's homecoming, it's just something about that. Just I don't know. It just scream an L to me. I'm gonna go an L right there.
Not with the sleeper team. So that's 4 and 4.
Yeah.
North NCCU.
Think they get the dub. That's the prize right there.
Delaware State.
They get the dub.
6 and 4. And then you said South Carolina State. So you got
another one of those like Morgan State. I don't know. It's something about that, but I think they lose that as well.
So you got them 7 and 4.
Yep.
Gee, ain't no way. Ain't no way he gonna have a winning record. Ain't no way.
Hey, it's to each his own, man. Yeah, do what you do.
Listen.
Hey, you can't critic. Most niggas ain't even watching the MEAC to even be acting like they got an opinion on this. So, last time somebody watched a 4-quarter MEAC game and not the Celebration Bowl.
I did. I watched the NCCU versus Howard, the worst possible game I could have picked. God almighty. I'm talking about a straight ass whooping. Oh man, it was just like an open.
Everybody's a football MEAC expert now. Everybody know MEAC football all of a sudden. Hey, good for y'all.
Listen, I don't see him getting 5 wins, but we'll listen. That's just that to me. That's very simple. We'll see. All right, Howard Bison. Was it a fluke? Last year, 5 and 6. Conference was 4 and 1. Bad losses to Hampton and Alabama State. I think that loss to Alabama State in the SWAC MEAC Challenge. I think that was a really bad loss. I think he got away from the game plan early. They were killing him in a run, starting to want to throw the ball, and the rest is history. Alabama State got up, and they could never find their rhythm after that. And plus, the game kept getting stopped for rain delays as well. So, was it a fluke?
Shit, when you got 5 other teams you got to play, I think so. Your conference season didn't start to what? Halloween.
Oh my God.
And I think it was, you look at a first-year coach at Morgan State. I think you look at the second year with Dawson Odom's rebuilding. I think you saw a down year with South Carolina State. I just think it could have been a fluke considering what the rest of those 5 teams were at that point.
So they lose to Alabama. Let me zoom this in for you. My bad. All right. So they lose to Alabama State. They lost to Hampton. Lose to South Florida. They beat Morehouse. They lose to Yale. They lose to Harvard.
That game, that was that Yale and Harvard game playing those Ivy League schools. That was pretty interesting. I will say that was pretty interesting.
Yeah, I've played Yale before. They're usually a pretty big white team. I ain't even gonna hold you. No homo.
You gotta say pause.
Hey, I say no homo. Delaware State dub, Norfolk State dub. They lost straight slacking NCCU. They beat South Carolina State and they beat Morgan.
It was just a good year to do it. I mean, it just fell right in their lap, I think.
You're right. It does start in October, though. That joke was pretty funny.
Yeah, right. What is it? Around
October 22nd?
Yeah. Shit, you looking for a Halloween costume by the time you talking about conference. Shit, the SWAC, I already know who in the SWAC championship.
Oh, man. That boy, you stupid. Yeah, so I mean, pretty like you said, it fell right. Let's see what this 2023 schedule is. And I mean, if we're being honest, it really only comes down to the conference, but they lose to Eastern Michigan, they beat Morehouse, they'll probably lose to Hampton again, they'll lose to Robert Morris, they'll lose to North. God damn, I'm sorry. They'll lose to Northwestern, they'll lose.
You gotta play all these games when your conference season start at Halloween. I mean, what are you gonna do the whole month of September and October?
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
They look like they just gonna get beat up on.
Yeah. Jesus Christ. All right. So then they start with Norfolk. I'm assuming you gave Norfolk the dub here, so that's a loss.
Yeah.
They beat Delaware State. I think South Carolina State is ready, and I think they're going to be a rolling machine. I give them the dub here, so I say a loss for Howard. NCCU. I think in DC. I think that game is going to be closer, but I think NCC is going to pull it out. So I think that's another loss. And I think Morgan State will actually be at this game. Me and Key going to actually go to that game.
Morgan get it done?
I think they do. I think Morgan State gets it done here. I really do. I think they pull this one out. So I'm going to go Morgan State with this one. And the celebration. No, they didn't put the celebration. Man.
They put the Celebration Bowl logo next to it. They put the Howard Bison next to it.
Come on. Howard, no, they need to stop. Howard, no, they need to stop. Stop it, Howard. So, man, this is gonna be ugly. Jesus. One win. I got the win in this one, 2, 3. I got them going 3-8, maybe 4-7.
I got them with 2 wins. Delaware State, and who was that first? Morehouse?
Yeah, Morehouse.
Yeah, I got them Delaware State, Morehouse. I think that if it was Spades 2 in the possible, I think that Morgan State might be the possible. You know, just looking at that Spade end, you know, trying to figure it out. 2 in the possible.
Oh, I'm gonna go board. I'm gonna go board. I'm gonna go board. Oh man, yeah, this ain't it. This ain't it. I think the teams are getting better. I think the teams MEAC are getting better, and I mean when you add the Morgan State adding their recruit class, I don't think Howard's bad. I just don't think they're that good.
And they feeling themselves with the rings, man. I mean, the rings I just thought went a little bit too far. But
it is what it is. Let's keep it pushing. Morgan State, are they ready? Are they ready to take the next jump? I believe they are. I believe they are. I believe how you feel about Odoms is how I feel about Damon.
So give me some respect, man.
No,
I ain't gonna disrespect you and your man, you know, if you feel that way, but give me some respect.
No, that's how you do it. I just do it differently.
Oh, you look petty, huh?
Yeah. Come on, it's me. You know what I'm saying? So I think Damon, but what I'm saying is I agree. I think Damon's on that same building a program. You know what I'm saying? I think he's on that same level with Odoms in understanding of, hey, let's build this program. Let's have a couple bullets in the holster, freshmen, sophomores that we can build in this program, and as it elevates, we all grow together and we'll fill in with transfers as needed. They got a tough.
Look what he lost to last year.
Yeah, it was a bad loss too. I mean, it was a really bad loss. It was like a last second, if I'm not mistaken, it was a last second play that they lost the game on. Here we go. This schedule is crazy. Let's bring this up.
I just see L's off top. We didn't look at their last year's schedule.
Yeah. Okay, let's go back. Let's go back to go forward. All right. 4-7, not bad for a year for them. Georgia Southern lost. Played Towson really well. Close game. They beat Sacred Heart. Big win. Virginia Lynchburg dust them. Losing this Norfolk State game really messed them up. Really, really messed them up. NCCU dropped 50.
And it was on their homecoming.
Yeah, it was on their homecoming. Dropped 50. Oh, my bad. Dropped 50 on them. And lost. Delaware 38. South Carolina State, they demolished them.
Oh my God.
They lose to Stony Brook in a close one by 2. They beat Delaware State and they lose to Howard 35-6.
So the worst loss was to Howard, and I'm talking about in conference, Howard and to what was that? Central, yeah.
Yeah, and NCCU, yeah.
So yeah, you kind of saw the difference from the top tier to where they were at. They're right there at that lower bottom area of the conference. But they showing something here that I'm looking at with a trend that they got potential, considering that was year one.
Absolutely. And with no real recruiting class that he was able to grab while taking that job, didn't really have enough time to get on the trail and really bring some players in. Now he has that time, has the OTAs, you know what I'm saying? They were really hodgepodging stuff together and just trying to make whatever they already had work for what they wanted to do. You know what I'm saying? They didn't pull the Dion and strip everybody out and then try to replace everything. You know what I'm saying? They did what they had to do. So I think they're building something. I really do. But this schedule, Jesus Christ. Man, you talking about
it can be tough on that locker room getting into October.
Man, you talking about a gauntlet. I mean, Richmond lost, Akron lost, Towson lost.
I don't know. That could be if they one of your sleepers. If you feel they on that same, it's games like that where you may sneak you one, like that Sacred Heart game where you just not looking for it and boom, it's like I don't know what the hell happened there, but it happened. I can't just give out the L's by the names, but it's something about some of these matchups that you just feel something magical can happen. That might be one of those games where we least expect where something magical happen, and they get past that one.
Listen, I think with Towson, is it going to be a great game? I think it's going to be a great game. The Battle of Baltimore, I think it's going to be a great game. My thing is, I just don't know quarterback-wise they'll have the talent to win this game. That's why I'm giving them the L. I'm not saying it won't be competitive. I think it'll be a competitive game. I'm not saying it's going to be 3-30. I think
considering what'd you say? It's the Battle of what?
Battle of Baltimore.
Battle of Baltimore. Be more. Shit. Shout out to the Wire. I don't know. Something special. That's why I stopped you there. Something special could be right there. September the 16th. That may be the coach's one of his few quality wins on the season where you least expect out of conference, because those MEAC teams will show you from time to time it's a game out of conference that they'll get that you typically will write them off on.
That's fair. I think they can pull out the Albany game. I think they can get that dub. The Yale game, I think, is going to be competitive, but they lose. And then they come into Stony Brook for homecoming. I think they pulled that one out. I think they get that one back from last year. And here's where it starts. I mean, your first conference opponent, NCCU, ESPNU.
Thursday night game is rough. Nobody's going to be there. Nobody's going to be at that game at Morgan State. that's going to be tough. They're not going to have much support. I think North Carolina Central gets them though.
Yeah, I think they get them, and I think Morgan runs the table other than South Carolina State. I think they run the table outside of South Carolina State. I think South Carolina State, I think it's their year. But I think they run the table outside of South Carolina State. And in Orangeburg, weird things happen in Orangeburg. So, but I think they run the table in conference. So let me see. You got them out.
I got them losing to Norfolk.
Yeah, not me. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 wins. I got them at 5 wins. I think that's a great season at 5 wins.
Let me go through. Let me give them something. Where we at the top? First game against Richmond. That's L. Akron L. I'm gonna give them that towel. So I'm gonna give them a dub there.
Okay.
Albany. I think it could be close. It's at home. I'll slide them that one. The MEAC known for doing some shit. Sometimes you just don't know. Yale, L, Stony Brook. I'm gonna give them an L there. Mm-hmm. North Carolina Central, L. Norfolk, L. Delaware State, I'll give them a W. South Carolina State, they did them dirty last year, huh?
Yeah, they beat them bad. Well, no. Morgan beat South Carolina State bad last year.
That's what I'm saying. I'm going to L there. Orangeburg. I think Buddy Pugh, he gets his. And against Howard, they can sneak Howard. I'll give them a W. So I got them at 1, 2, 3. For me, 4 wins.
All right, I got them at 5, 4. 5.
They were last year.
They went 4-7 last year.
Yeah, so I'm about right there with them again.
That's a tough schedule. 2
wins last year in conference. Yeah, I got them 2 conference wins this year as well. So basically a mirror image. I think 4-7, 2-3. I think this may not be the year. This is me. But I think maybe next year, 24, could be where you start to see the real uptick to that. But right now, I just think I'll give them the same scale, same record, 4-7, 2-3.
He said y'all should factor in weather like we know it's going to rain at one of these games. You want us to look up in the almanac and see if it's going to rain? Or come on, bro. Like how we going to do it? Come on, okay.
It might be a full moon that night. We don't know.
You know what I'm saying? Oh, I think it's going to snow. We don't know. We in August, okay? Stop it. All right. MEAC headlines. Predicted order of finish for this season. And as everybody else sees, Norfolk State ain't it. I just want to make that very clear. Norfolk State ain't.
You making sure you want to go against me, don't you?
I'm just saying, I don't know where all this confidence is coming from Norfolk. I don't understand it.
When you have a sleeper is a sleeper. It's somebody you least expect. That's exactly why they're the sleeper. Listen to everything you said every time I mention Norfolk State. You sleep. That's why they're my sleeper. You're least expecting them, and then boom, they'll reel off a couple. I'm not saying they'll win it all, but I think they'll be right there where you like, damn.
Nah, like damn, they need to get rid of Odom's. Damn, that's the damn. I'm gonna be saying, damn, they need to get rid of that boy because he ain't winning nothing.
Morgan State right there, they tit for tat. Come on, man. They right there.
Right above them. Okay, let's make that very clear. Right above them.
Games got to be played. That's all I'll say.
We'll see. We shall see. All right, coming down to the end. SWAC headlines. Call lines are open. 518-263-8124. 518-263-8124. If you have anything to talk about, anything you want to talk about, come on now. Thank you. Thank you. Nah, Norfolk.
Hey, everybody, look, I'm not a Norfolk State fan. I don't give a damn about the Spartans. I'm just talking football here. For me, this is what I see. Y'all act like I went to Norfolk State. Everybody got their own opinion. Somebody out there feel like Delaware State could win the championship this year. You know what I'm saying? They just too scared to say Holy call in and say it. But there's a reason teams are sleepers, and sometimes teams will sneak you and get you. And I just think Norfolk could be one of those teams. I think there's a lot of disrespect for me on Dawson Odoms. I just really do. I mean, yeah, has the success came out of a snap of a finger, but that's because the rest of you niggas is instant gratification, folks. You want what you want in the microwave society right now. That's what's wrong with college football. That's what's wrong with sports. People think turning programs is a snap of the finger overnight. Nobody talked about Norfolk before he got there, right? So why do you think you want to talk about him now? I'm the only one talking about him. That's why they're the sleeper. I feel like they got a good coach and a coach that can build a program. Simple as that.
Okay. Let me ask you this.
There are two
I think it's just
participants in the conference. All participants are muted.
Black folks don't be liking black, just dark black jet niggas. That's what it is. He too black. If he was yellow like Trey Oliver, they'd be like, "Oh man, let's roll." That's what it is. That's why Southern fans really rock when he's too black.
No, you didn't pull out the colorism. That man said he too black. Not that he ain't winning games. Not that.
And nobody cared about that. Just, they looked at my shirt and they was just like, you know what? I rock with Otis, man. That's my dog, for real. Good guy, great coach.
He too black. At an HBCU, you too black.
You can be too black now. Come on. Yeah. It's a thing. It's a thing, bro. Don't think it ain't.
Oh man.
The niggas will show you real quick. them alumni. You know the ones I'm talking about. Not just the alumni.
Oh, I don't know why that was so freaking funny. Something is wrong with you, Perry. That man was saying he is too black. All right, let's knock out these SWAC headlines. The call lines are filling up as we go. All right, let's get into it. You know, I had to start it with the big guy for the headline. East, FAMU, Jackson State, Alabama, A&M, Valley, Bethune-Cookman. Perry, you have any issue with these standings?
No, I think I can rock with it.
I agree. I do agree with that. I think everything's pretty good. Listen, I think they're giving Jackson State a little too much credit, but I don't think that you can take them too far down from some of the talent they've kind of recycled and got back. So we'll see. Now, this West. Oh yeah, this ain't it.
I mean,
this ain't it.
And you just look at how the season ended last year. That's why I think you could have just closed your eyes and scrambled it together and it came out like this. I mean, literally the way the season ended last year could put you in a situation. Nobody saw Prairie View. Nobody saw Texas Southern last year. I think the focus was on Alcorn, and then it was kind of like, well, what can Dooley do?
Yeah.
So, you know, but then you start to get all these Texas Southern with the Southern upset. Southern finally gets 2 against Alcorn, something we haven't seen in a long time. You know, Grambling fell off. Prairie View shocked everybody outside of that Southern game. And it was just kind of like you started to get storylines out the SWAC West that you just wasn't accustomed to in recent years when it's literally been Southern and Grambling and then with that 1 year with Prairie View. But I think that's where you see this right here. I wouldn't take this. I'd take this with a grain of salt. These numbers next to all that means nothing except next to UAPB. That's it. I don't know. Did Scotty freeze up on me? Or you just sitting there? I guess it's just me then. How did Scotty get off the show and leave me on here? But I don't know. When you look at that, man, I don't know who really could win the West. I'm gonna say, I guess for me, I'm looking at Alcorn. I think Alcorn, I gotta put respect on Fred McNair. I gotta put some respect on him being able to build a program. I think when you look at Alcorn last year, there was some tough games. It was tough to rebuild. from outside of that COVID season. And they didn't play the COVID game during that season. He had to come back on the back end and build a team up. So I don't know. A lot of people are looking at Texas Southern. A lot of people, I don't think anybody is picking Prairie View. If you ask me, Prairie View, when you look at Trayvon Conley, not a good quarterback. I think they pick up Caleb Johnson, who came from Mississippi Valley State. He's a guy that I believe that can really run the ball. And I think when you look at the run game that they had last year, they're pretty good at running the ball, but they become one-dimensional. Trayvon Conley can't hit the side of a barn. Texas Southern, I think where Andrew Body goes, they go. And you saw that last year with the program that they had. You're up 14 points with under 7 minutes left in the game against Alabama A&M, and you know you can go to the SWAC championship. You know you can go to the SWAC championship, yet your team still finds a way to lose it just because you didn't have your star quarterback. And so I can't really fall into the love like everybody else, like I guess Scotty, when you look at Texas Southern. I just can't do it. But I like Andrew Body. And once again, I think where he goes, they go. It's going to be tough even with them having to come to Baton Rouge. When you look at Grambling, if you watch Grambling last year, especially in that first game that they showed televised against Jackson State, Grambling can play tough defense and they can run the ball. I thought they should have beat Southern in the Bayou Classic, but guess what? They stopped running the ball, and then what did they do? They went and put the ball in their quarterback hands. 4 turnovers, Southern's defense ultimately takes advantage of that, puts points on the board. Grambling loses the game. So I can't rock with Grambling either in the sense of I think they got to find a quarterback. I think what Scotty was talking about, Miles Crawley, transferring from Alabama State, maybe he can get it done. Maybe the quarterback battle is different. What's up?